Hello everyone, I'm Swaraj, and in this video we'll see how the backend flow of real.js code works. So the backend is written in Node and Express. So these are the folders which are categorized according to the functions, like according to the things which the functions inside that folders are expected to do. Like controllers contain the business logic, like they get the request, they process some things out of it. Maybe if the request contains a particular username, so it will pass that username to model functions. Model functions are basically the functions which do database calls. Like for backend we need the backend interacts with database, right? So model functions are the place where the interaction takes place. So that's about, so the controllers take the request and send the response. So that's the responsibility of controllers, to take response, read the response, do whatever is sufficient, do whatever is expected, and yeah. Model functions interact with database. Routes are the places, like routes contain basically the routes which are all in our real code. I'll explain about them in a bit. Test folder contains all the tests for our backend. Services and utils are some extra functions which don't directly count under controllers and models. Utils are the utility functions. Services are the functions which are given by some external services. So let's open our package.json. So the first script which we see is start node server.js. So this is the command to run our production server. So the entry point is server.js. Even in the dev script we can see the entry point is the same. The difference is that we are using nodemon here and we are using node here, and this thing is just telling that we have to start the environment in development environment. So nodemon and node is okay. So nodemon will ensure that every single time you save a file, the server has to get refreshed by itself. We shouldn't have to manually stop the server, start it again every time we save a file. So that eases our development. So every time we are in developing something, we should be running this script instead of this, otherwise you won't see the changes which you are doing. Okay, so as we saw, the server.js is our entry point. Let's see what it does. So yeah, we are just adding these things, the config and logger, in global objects, so that we don't have to import them every single time we need them. Then we are passing the port to app. We'll see what's that. And then these are two functions like server.listen. So we are listening to a port, and if there's an error, we'll use this function. If it's listening, like if the port is proper, so we'll be using this function. So the next file we go to is app.js. So in app.js we're actually handling our routes. So like let's say, okay, let me explain. So let's say I have to visit, let's say, slash members route. So what we see here first is the slash. So this app.js sees the slash, it passes the control to response headers. Now what is this response header? So this is basically a middleware. These two are middlewares, we can call. And then like middlewares are the things which take place, if this thing is successful, then it goes to this thing. As simple as that, nothing complicated there. So what response header is doing, so to check that, we do control click or command click here on the name, so it returns us this thing. So basically we are setting the header, and we are telling that we don't have to cache the response for any of the APIs. That's simple. We don't have to think more about it. So the thing which we are interested in is this index router. So let's control click on it. So these are the total routes we are having right now. So see, I went to slash members, right? So it saw the slash first, it sent the flow to index router page, and in index router we are seeing these many routes are here. So I have entered slash members here, so it will look for this line slash members, and now it will go into this particular file which is inside routes folder itself. So it will see what kind of request I am doing. So this is a get request, and it is on members, like members only, no further route. Like we are having slash member slash idle here. So anyway, so this is router.get. The get is the HTTP method which we have selected here. Slash is simple, like we are already on members, so this is for members only. This will be executed for slash members slash idle. So anyway, so now the control will pass to members dot get member. So what is this members? So at the top we see it is imported, it is a controller. So as we talked earlier, controllers are responsible for request and response. So let's see what's happening there. We'll again do control click on get members. Okay, so again control clicking here will take us to the function which we are interested. So it takes arguments request and response. Req is short for request, and res is short for response. So this is member query dot fetch member. So what is member query? If we scroll up, we'll see this is a model function. Again, model functions do the database calling. So what we are doing here is we are telling the model function, one of the model functions inside members models, that you have to fetch members. Once you have fetched the members, you have to return you have to attach them to the response object in form of JSON, and the JSON object will contain this much thing. So what is this much thing? It is just a simple message. If there are members, it will simply return member returned successfully, or the message would be no member found. And if there will be another field inside that object itself which will return all the members which we have got from the model. So again, like, this is just the controller part, and this is the error handling part. If there are any errors, it will go to this part itself. So let's say we are successfully there's no error, let's say. So we'll go to what's this fetch members is doing. So I'll click here, it will take me here. Okay, so fetch members function is basically doing it is searching for user model. Now what's user model? User model is firestore.collection users. Okay, so firestore is NoSQL database. So in NoSQL we have got collections and documents. So it will search for firestore.collection users. So this is the collection which we are accessing right now. And so yeah, the user model is referencing to the collection itself, and then inside it we are searching for inside the user model we are searching for all the documents where is member has been set to true. You have to get those documents. Okay, so there's only one document as of now in this this is my local database, right? This is not a production database. So as we can see, is member has been true. So this particular document will be added to snapshot, and then we are iterating over snapshot. This is how we extract data from Firestore snapshot. You can read the documentation for it. So this thing actually gives us the data which we are interested in. All these things, doc.data, and we are pushing it into all members array, and then we are simply returning this all members array. So that's what is happening here. The all members array is coming here, and then we are simply returning it. That's all is happening here. Nothing complicated. I hope I didn't confuse you. Let's see, if you have any doubts, let us know on the Discord server. Thank you.